just overjoyed. Get out of the way. Right now, I am speaking with the Prime Minister. This is no place for a mere concubine to interrupt. The second madam looked at Madam Han in disbelief. Someone who usually gives money whenever asked and is easy to manipulate, today is speaking so bluntly. Madam, who are you calling a concubine? My mother is the second madam, a legal wife, with the same status as you. Mu Shuxue was the first to protest. If her mother were a concubine, wouldn't that make her an illegitimate daughter? Ha 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 ha. A legal wife? In the entire Zheshang kingdom, only Prime Minister Mu's household has this so-called legal wife, and this legal wife is actually a concubine-born daughter from the family of a high official who didn't even think much of her. Only Prime Minister Mu treasures her like a gem, insisting on elevating a concubine-born daughter who can't even show her face in public to the status of a legal wife. Has he never heard how people outside are laughing at him? Prime Minister Mu was so embarrassed by the words that his old face turned red. Trembling with anger, he pointed at the first madam and said, Wife, you are simply insane, completely unreasonable. The second madam was even more furious. She was a concubine-born daughter herself, and that was a deep pain in her heart. But since she couldn't change it, she racked her brains to ensure that her own children would all be legitimate sons and daughters. This method was actually taught to her by her own mother, who was also a concubine. Yes, I must be crazy. All these years, I have contributed so much silver to the Mu household, and for the sake of your reputation, Prime Minister Mu, I even agreed to your utterly unreasonable idea of making a concubine your equal wife. A bastard son and daughter raised by a mistress have now suddenly become the legitimate son and daughter of the Mu family. Prime Minister Mu, tell me, am I not crazy? Prime Minister Mu was left at a loss for words by the madam's accusations, not knowing how to refute her. Ever since you slapped our daughter, the bond between us as husband and wife has been severed. From today on, I will no longer contribute a single coin to the Prime Minister's residence. Tomorrow, I will take my daughter to the other estate to recuperate. In fact, if it weren't for finding a good home for his daughter, he would have kicked the hypocrite in front of him long ago. When Prime Minister Mu heard the madam say she would no longer support the Mu residence, he began to panic inside. The Mu family's fortune had long since been squandered. Without the madam's financial support, their comfortable life would be impossible to maintain. You're wrong. I know you've had a hard time all these years, and it's thanks to you that Yanner's illness has been taken care of, but the entire Mu residence can't do without you. Why don't you continue to manage the household affairs? You're wrong. When Mrs. Han heard this name she hadn't heard in over a decade, the mockery in her eyes deepened. It turned out that now, hearing this name from the man before her, she no longer felt the happiness and shyness of her youth, but instead felt a growing sense of disgust. Enough, Prime Minister Mu. My mind is made up. Don't say any more. The madam still addressed him as Prime Minister Mu, which showed that the tenderness of the past was gone. Prime Minister Mu was just about to say something when he saw a servant hurrying over. Reporting to you, my lord, the eunuch delivering the imperial edict from the palace has arrived.